Hey there, thanks for joining me in yet another video of the development of our first mobile game. It's Monday morning, and as usual, before starting to do some actual work, I defined the task which I intend to complete beforehand. Designing even a small mobile game like Kai did takes a lot of time and effort, and things can get messed up pretty easily. So maintaining a Trello board helps me to stay organized and sequence the tasks according to the priority. For this current devlog, I'll mainly be focusing on these 6 things. So without wasting much time, let's get straight away into all of them, one by one. The first thing which comes up is creating a defined number of objectives and integrate them to our game. As of now, I have created a logic for objective assignment and a single objective for collecting coins. But now it's time to add some more of them. Another task for destroying the grenade which you can see on the screen is buggy at the moment, and I also need to fix that. Near miss objective asks player to pass through a very close proximity to the enemy object. To make this happen, I have surrounded objects with a collider which will trigger an event whenever the player touches it. This trigger will get registered to a singleton class, which will in turn update the current active tasks displayed on the screen. And if because of some reason the player dies, then all these objectives will reset back to their initial state. Player should prevent hovering the ball, meaning for the completion of this objective, the ball should always have a path to follow until the level is finished. The core logic for adding different objectives is almost similar, so I literally don't want to discuss the same thing again and again and bore you guys. And this third objective demands player to collect all coins in any level. There are many more objectives apart from these 3. I just don't want to show each and every one of those to you because I think it will be good if you will explore them while playing the game when it's launched. So we have made a game and everything works nicely, except the player has no way to save his progress. Well, fear not. Our boy Brekkies always comes to rescue. I'll post the link to his video in the description if you want to check it out. Upgrades bought by the player, levels and objectives completed by the player are the 3 major things which need to be saved when the game session ends. For saving all the important data, I wrapped it into a class and serialized it into the JSON format. Once all this data was serialized, I converted it into this gibberish binary format which no one can understand. This conversion was mandatory because if I didn't convert it, then anyone can straight away go and edit this file and enjoy infinite amount of upgrades and coins. Now let's check out what are the results. Let's buy some upgrades initially, and after that, how about we complete the 2 objectives also? Yeah, that's going good. And let's also finish this level. Okay, so now after quitting the game session, let's start the game once again. Okay, and boom! All the upgrades and objectives and other player data are persisted. After successfully saving players' data, I headed towards adding timer to the levels. As there are 2 types of levels in our game, one being static and hand designed and the other being random levels, I decided to integrate timer differently for both of them. With a static level, timer will stop when the player dies or completes the level, and when the player will start playing again, the timer will reset itself and will start from 0. On the other hand, with infinite level, timer will stop when player dies or completes the level, but it will not reset to 0. Instead, timer will start ticking again from that previous point. Followed by the timer, I added 2 new skins to our small inventory using the Unity's particle system. First skin has a trail of solid color and another skin emits a large number of particles while moving. With the addition of these 2 skins, we now have 16 upgrades all total. 4 different colors for 4 different skins. Like 4 into 4 equals 16. Simple maths. With 16 different upgrades, I associated 16 different gradient backgrounds and 16 different colors for objects, which will switch according to the upgrades chosen by the player. At this point in time, I want some music and sound effects for my game. I really don't know a single thing about music or SFX yet, but I really want to create something on my own. So as usual, our boy Brekkies came to rescue once again. I downloaded Bosca Seol and gave it a try. I spent like few hours and this was the final result which I came up with. Just kidding, this is the royalty free track which I downloaded from opengameart.org. After spending multiple hours, I realized it's not a piece of cake to come up with some pleasing music. So fuck my dreams for now. I'm using melody from GameArt only. With OpenGameArt providing me music, it was time to design some sound effects. BFXR proved to be very prominent and easy to use tool for designing some promising sound effects. Though it will take me some time in getting used to the tool, but for now I feel very much satisfied with the sound effects which I finally came up with. Along with BFXR, I also used some free assets to get that pro level audio quality. For now I have added SFX at the time of level complete, enemy launcher shooting, player shooting and collecting coins. But I'll definitely add some more SFX to the game in the coming week. So a short gameplay with music and sound effects coming up. Thanks for sticking around for so long. I really appreciate that. I hope you like this video. And if you like it, please tell me in the comment box what are the things which you like the most. And if you don't like it, just tell me what are the things which I shall improve. तो मिलते हैं अगली बार. Goodbye दोस्त.